Hello and welcome, this is Orshi and this is going to be your week ahead pick a card reading. Usually in these readings I check what's going to be the main focus, the main energy for the week, that's the tarot card, and what energy is leaving and what's coming in, and those are we're going to be using this oracle deck for that one. That's my own oracle deck, so don't be alarmed if you don't recognize it. You will have three options to choose from. This little acorn is the first one, or just number 1, 2 or 3. You have a leaf. I'm sorry if the lighting is not the best. I'm experimenting with new ones, so hopefully we're not gonna have pitch dark videos during winter. And you have this little tiny apple for pile number 3. Why do I always say 3? Whatever. So yeah, take your time, pick as pick as much as you want, even though you should just pick one. But if you feel drawn to more than one pile or card, you can listen to both, because or all 3 of them, because there must be a message in for you. And yeah, when you decide which one you're gonna choose, you're gonna find the timestamps down below. And I'm going to start with number 1 with the acorn. Okay, so hello and welcome. Hello again. If you chose this little tiny, not so tiny acorn, then this is going to be your energy for the week. And you have the moon in reverse. Oh, an interesting card. Can you see that? And the energy going is mastery. And it's coming, it's the present. Interesting. I mean, for me at least. So the moon card. The moon card usually means that you don't have clarity over something. And usually that is fears that's stopping you from doing something. But since it's in the reverse, I would say that you will gain clarity over some situation you have or problem over this week. The moon card also represents for me that state where we we don't know what's coming, but we're kind of good where we are, in staying in a sort of couch potato state. But the reversed in this case means to me that you will have to move forward, because that little couch you're sitting on is starting to be not too comfortable, but it's starting to make you stuck instead of moving forward. But in any way, you will get more additional information on something that's so far keeping you in the dark, something that's important. It doesn't have to be a big life-changing event, but since it's a major arcana, I would say it's gonna be important. And since mastery is going out, I would say that there is something that you decide to stop doing, that you thought that if you do, if you practice and you put your mind and heart into it, you will be successful. But maybe the effort that you put in is not worth it, and you will realize that. And maybe that's the clarity that you will gain this week, that something that you thought that all you need to do is just practice and do, finally realize that something else is missing, and you maybe don't even want to do that. So you will decide on something that is not for you, and you will stop doing it. Or for some reason you won't be able to pay attention or take time with something that would require you to practice a lot. Could be both. But the present is coming in and I would say that means that, and maybe that's why the master is going out, because that was connecting to your future, you know, because you were doing something, you were practicing something to be better at it, because you wanted something from your future already. You wanted to be better in something so that your future would be brighter or better. But you will realize now that you have to pay attention to what's going on in the present, you know, and move out of this place where you just think ahead, and you always just do for the future, for something is better, because that means that you don't pay attention to what's going on right now, and maybe you're missing some opportunities, because acorns could be that, you know, option or opportunity that you have to plant and take care of and let it grow, but first you have to find an acorn. But if you always just think about that, someday you will have that tree if you do this and that, but you didn't take time to find the starting point, you won't be able to reach it. So maybe that's the connecting point for you for this week. But in any case, it's not a bad idea to, you know, pay attention to what's going on right now in your life. Not just think either, you know, not just live in the past or in the future. Because with the moon card, even though it's reversed, usually what's keeping us are fears from coming from things that we imagine. So that can be, you know, the connection between those two cards. That was hard. Okay, so yeah, that's all I see for you, pile number 1. Hope this is going to be useful. Please like this video if you liked it. Consider subscribing and even sharing if you think that this would be helpful for someone else. And look around and have a lovely day, and see you in the next one. Thank you. And let's have pile number 2. Okay. Hello and welcome, pile number 2. If you chose this little leaf, which is not so little, but it's pretty, then this is gonna be your reading. Your main energy for the week is gonna be the 4 of Pentacles, but in reverse. I can show you in the upright position. Hopefully there's not a lot of glare. And the energy going out is the divine. Interesting. And self-centered is coming in. Okay. I see. So since the 4 of Pentacles in upright would be someone who's guarding their resources carefully and choosing what to do with them smartly, but in the reverse, I read this as greed, you know, like you're trying to hold on to something, your earthly possessions, or your money, simply your resources, not just money, whatever you have. It can be your knowledge too tightly. The divine is going out, because whatever you're doing, whatever area you're not giving, not spending a little, you know, from what you have, is not supported by the divine, because you have to change that position for the 4 of Pentacles. You have to use from your resources as well, because just collecting money and knowledge on its own, it's useless. And that's why self-centered as well is coming in, because all you think about is getting more and more and more for yourself. Even if you don't think you're doing that, it's underneath the surface, it is. And the divine is like, higher ups, you know, spirit guides, whatever, they are gonna take a step back, not going away and leave you alone, because they don't do that, but they're gonna go and take a step back to see what you will make with this situation, and wait until you realize that it's not good what you're doing, not good for you. Because if you don't give, you can't come, you can't get back. That's just how things usually work. So that's a quick message, but I think it's very, very potent. If yeah, I would say I would use that word. So whatever resources you have, I'm not saying, you know, go ahead and spend all or share everything you have just with everyone, but there are people in your, maybe in your just your close circle, but maybe in the area of who could use what you have, what you're, you know, holding on to, even though you don't need that much. So share a bit more from your resources, and then the divine is going to come back and, you know, support you. Okay, that was your reading. If you chose the leaf for this week, please like this video if you find it useful. Consider even sharing it and subscribing. What a hard word. And look around on my channel. I have pick card readings and deck reviews, and I wouldn't say that, deck walkthroughs. So maybe you will find something that you can enjoy besides these weekly readings, weekly pick cards. And yeah, thank you if you're still here. And I'm gonna move on to pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3. If you choose this tiny apple, then this is gonna be your reading for this week. You have the main energy, the Fool, but in the reverse. The second major arcana, interestingly. How did I? And summer is going out, definitely. And the restriction is coming in. So I wanted to say that with the reverse Fool, that you're not taking that leap with something, but since summer is going out, and I associate summer with, you know, more free time and just feeling more upbeat, optimistic all the time, you know, just being more leisurely. I don't know why that word came, but you know, when usually summer vacation and just going on vacations or holidays, you know, that type of feeling when you don't think about your responsibilities that much because you don't have to. But since restriction is coming in and the Fool is in reverse, I would say it's, the cards are telling you to be a bit more not grown up, because that just sounds like it's a curse word, but it's not. Just a bit more mindful, because the summer is over and you have to start thinking about your responsibilities a bit more. It's not for you and for this week. It's not going to be time to jump and follow an idea that seems ridiculous, because it's probably not going to be a good idea. Take note of it, because maybe later on it's going to be useful for something, but I would say that you can, you know, daydream and just imagine going on adventures and just even start thinking about your next holiday, but don't do anything too rush or too how to say, don't do anything that you don't think through this week. Yeah, I would say that, because for some reason or for some way you're going to be more restricted now this week than you were previously, which just doesn't, you know, necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes we need structure and restriction to find our ways. Maybe this is gonna be a start for something that you were thinking about doing, but you never had the self-discipline to do that. So you can find a project that requires like self-discipline and, you know, just working within lines, so to speak, and pay attention to that. But all in all, don't jump into, you know, things without thinking them through. That's the big one. But still, try to enjoy your week. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be a boring or a bad week just because you can't go out and take a last minute trip, obviously, if you can, because I don't know with other people, but now we have more restrictions than we had previously, so it could be that as well. But yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you. Pile number 3, or the apple tree. So please like this video if you find it useful. Please consider even subscribing or sharing it with other people, because that helps my channel, and it just makes me smile when I see that people watch and like my videos, because it makes me feel like what I'm doing is useful. And look around, I have a lot. Now I have quite a few picker card readings and deck walkthroughs and just stuff like that. But other than that, please have a lovely week and see you next week. Bye.